You're in tune to the Ugly Truth Podcast.
Timok Bakery is the best.
Fresh bread, sweet bread, buns, hot spice up, buns, hot spice ups.
That's the bakery for me.
In this episode,
A pleasant good afternoon, viewers, and welcome to the Ugly Truth. This afternoon, we have with us Mr. Keston Cordner, who is an activist, a community activist within the community of the HAP and so on. And we would like to get a little overview of Mr. Cordner activities as it relates to activities within the community. Mr. Cordner, welcome to our show.
It's pleasant to be here. Good day.
Yes.
Mr. Q. Well, again, I know I accustomed to the Mr. Q, but primarily I have been a community activist in East Port-of-Spain. Not only the HAB, but by extension, the whole of East Port-of-Spain area. Doing plenty community work. I was the manager for the basketball, the Youth for Life basketball, Team Belmont. We do community Christmas parties for the youths and them, and we always try to bring programs to the community. Also, I'm the president of the For Youth by Youth Sports and Cultural Heritage Foundation, which has been in existence since 2014, and we have done a lot of work since that.
All right, Cordner, I know you very well in regards to your Robux program in the HAB and your fishing program and so on. You want to, before we dive into anything as yet, you want to give us a view in regards to that? Yeah.
Well, okay. A few years ago, we started to approach the government pertaining to a community outreach program with agriculture, primarily in aquaponics, right, which is tilapia fish rearing. And they showed interest and they started a program a while ago before the previous government to train us. The program was a success, but the part of the ministry had been closed down. So none of the people and them who was on the program ended up getting no certificate pertaining to the program because of the close of the agriculture now ministry the department in the Ministry of Agriculture.
What government exactly? Because you mentioned
that was the previous government before, so
that's UNC.
Correct.
Right. So they had that program
under Devan Maraj.
All right.
Right.
And this government followed through with it?
No, well, when they changed the government, I think something happened between the ministry itself and the agriculture
program
closed down.
Right, but this ministry would have, through community development, would have...
Correct. Well, we will get to that, but pertaining to that, when that happened, we never stopped doing the agriculture program.
Okay.
What we decided to do was acquire a piece of land in Laventille and build our own by the training itself, what was required, what we got before. So we was on that mission to build our own aqua farm in Quarry Street itself, and it was there for about 3 years, right, through the help of the Ministry of Community Development also, right. I thank them for that, you understand? But through certain circumstances, we had to move from our location where we are right now and move to the back of Duke Street, in Barcelona Street Group facility in the back, which we are doing right now. We're taking a little time to build back up because our plant is building. So it could take a little time before it established back up, but we still have little support from people in the corporation and other people who coming together, the stakeholders coming together because they realize that we must turn back to agriculture.
All right. Give me a sort of idea as to how that program went. You all selfish, you all
primarily
was producing...
we started the program and at that site for 2 years. We produced about 3,000 fish. But we sold back the fish into the community itself, right? To gain profits. But the site was small. The site where we go in here is a larger site, and it has more advantages for us as a community when it comes to stability.
So you're saying that exercise was was successful?
Correct.
Right. With this new venture, with this fish farm, for want of a better word, would it be extended to the various other communities?
Yes, we have plans to doing that. With work with the other stakeholders in other communities around East Port of Spain. We could form a we was in talks to form a cooperative. But that seems to take time. So at my area is East Port of Spain belt. So I just try to focus on fixing home first before
correct
fix out.
Correct.
But that don't mean I won't help anybody in the area when it comes to achieving the goal, when it comes to aquaponics and agro-processing on the whole.
All right. Well, I know you to be a person always on the ground, right? Quite recently, I believe that you all have something, you all form an organization that is focusing on the peace march between the Muslim and the Rasta situation. You want to give some highlights about that?
But primarily, I won't call it a Muslim and Rasta situation because, at the end of the day, Rasta mean peace and Muslim. Rasta mean love and Muslim mean peace.
Yeah.
But I will watch it as a event to keep the black brothers in East Port of Spain from killing each other, whether it be from whatever selection you want to call it. But at the end of the day, the whole mission is bringing about peace and stability and a sense of comfortableness as an elder living in Laventille and its environments, and by extension in the country.
What is the feedback you're getting from on the ground in regards to the success of that match?
Well, so far, I would like to say that we had formed with the help of the Rose Foundation, we have formed the Beyond Borders initiative, where the Rose Foundation elected people in each area in Laventille, 52 of them, to represent for their area when it comes to anything pertaining to development and sustainability in the area. So pertaining to the peace march, I myself went and asked Mr. Belgrove, which is the Rose Foundation, to assist, seeing that I am one of the Beyond Borders ambassadors, for community ambassadors, that we should get all together and come to some kind of dialogue and think about a strategy, how to move forward to bring peace and stability.
And what is the feedback you're getting from the community?
Well, so far, the people in the community, they want betterment for themselves, and majority of the youths want some kind of stability in their life. But we have to start, it's a hard task. We have to start from changing the youth mindset itself towards government, people, and the way they treat each other, because they're not easy. They're stuck to their ways.
What about the youths who would say they are accustomed to that sort of approach? Because several times you would have peace march, several times you would have initiative coming from the government. They would have started their MyLab, they would have started their different type of initiatives to getting paid to learn a trade and so on. And now you find a situation where you can't go from one area to the next to even attain a trade or attain some form of skill so that you could continue. What is the difference with this peace march and what next when we achieve the peace march?
Correct, right? So within the Ambassadors for Service, the Beyond Borders program, we decided to strategize a ceasefire rally. You understand? Where we asking the men and them in the area to hold out a little bit on the killing and the shooting, in order to give the people who are in charge a chance to help us. Because majority of the public servants and them who are working in these ministries who are supposed to help us, they're afraid to come in the areas because of stigmatization. You understand?
You believe that a particular group alone could achieve such a task?
No, that is why we have to band together with all organizations in and around Laventille and by extension the whole country
and the government.
and the government and
They have to
come
bind it.
together. Yes, all different stakeholders, national security, Port of Spain Corporation, AGC, everybody who has stakeholders, even Jimmy Aboud and all these people in
1%. He won.
Yeah, I would call them by their names, you know. But at the end of the day,
Well, we have to communicate with the audience, and the audience know them as the 1%.
correct, because I'll tell you something else too. These people out here with high stature, they feel that these young fellas don't know what's going on. But they know exactly what is going on within governments and stuff. They on social media, with the inventor of social media, everything, nothing can hide.
All right.
Understand? So they
All
know.
right.
So they're more knowledgeable. So when they see somebody trying to hoodwink them, that is where the commotion might start.
SEPOS Cultural Workshop. Service offered. Audio and video production. Training in computer literacy, welfare and shelter programs to the less fortunate in our community. For further info, feel free to contact us at 221-4706 or visit us at our Facebook page, SEPOS Cultural Workshop. Expression Studios for all your production needs. Contact us at 221-4706. Come and express yourself. Mr. Rodney Smart, who is the coordinator of that program, he indicated in some seminar that they had recently that hardly had any stakeholders. I don't know how that was able not to be well attended, because there is so much of organization like yourself, several organizations wanting to have peace, wanting to change around the sort of situation in communities and so on. Instead of we having hotspot, they want to see cool spots. So I can't understand how come people not responding to that. Perhaps is the wrong targeted groups that they targeted. Before you come on, I want to indicate in his newspaper commentary, he made mention that the community resources as well as state resources is the new involvement of this crime plan. So areas like institutions like self-help, URP, Ministry of National Security, as well as Works Department would be involved within the community to ensure that you get productivity, you get certain level of change and development within the community.
Well, I would say I know too much about the National Crime Plan because it wasn't implemented and rolled out in East Port of Spain as yet, which I find should have been the first place to implement a National Crime Prevention Program.
You're correct.
But at the end of the day, we all have to help within our community to do what we need to do to keep crime down. So we have to embrace these stakeholders who bring in all these crime plans and let them know that we are willing to work with you all to make this thing work.
So you would agree with me that we ought to make contact with Mr. Rodney Smart, who is the coordinator, and seeing that we are ready and rolling, we have initiative as Peace March, we have initiative Ceasefire Rally, yes, and these type of various initiatives, I think there should be, well, my organization would have made approach to make contact with this Mr. Smart, and we are hoping that we could meet with him to sort of, elaborate further on our program. So I just wanted to, break the whole issue on what we are talking about, to enlighten the public about that issue.
Right, because primarily all the groups in East Port of Spain are functioning groups, and they are aware of that. So if we could come together as one whole body of groups coming to say X, Y, and Z, they need to take the proper attention to us.
So you're saying with all this crime, all these groups is still active and very vibrant and things like that?
Correct.
Wow, that is wonderful.
So the hope and loss, but pertaining to the ceasefire rally, right, which is on the drawing board still. We have entertainers involved. We have Brother David Mohammed, We have everybody who want to be the Port of Spain Corporation, the Minister of National Security himself, which is Mr. Seo Chung has given us his insurance that he is a part of it, he supported. So now he is the minister. We will be knocking on his door very soon for him to understand that the National Crime Prevention Program needs to be in the most hotspot.
Well, I can't agree with you more, right? And tell me something. How often you all guys, as we have been meeting, what sort of initiative you all have where people could make comments or make such suggestion or come on board? Because this is a national program, and if it is that we want to have any level of impact, I think we have to be active ourselves, right? That is the East Port of Spain grouping, to have sort of linkage or network with various groups. And I want to pinpoint a group called the Mustard Seed Foundation. They are doing wonderful work in regards to oral development and so on, in building roads, putting in lights, and dealing with the crime issue as well, right? So I'm hoping that we could sort of reach out to several groups that is active, not only in Port of Spain, but in the far-reaching areas and so on, because this program is a national program. It's National Crime
Prevention
Program. And our work is cut out for us as it relates to networking with these groups. So tell me something. What is the plan to sort of initiate this march?
Right. Everybody have been talking about crime, and nobody coming up with no solutions. So that is why
the Ministry of National Security put forward their plan.
Well, right. That is there. They approach us to implement the plan.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what need to be happening. They need to get in contact with us. But what will we do as groups? We network through our own social media group in WhatsApp.
Mm-hmm.
So our group will know what's going on in different areas also. So that way now we could spread the word once we get the necessary stakeholders to listen to us and adhere to what it is we're asking for, and move forward as multiple groups. And who knows?
What is the burning question? What is the feedback from the Rasta City section compared to the Muslim section as to the possibility of this peace coming about?
Well, primarily where it comes to thing is something people have to sit down and discuss. It ain't gonna happen overnight, let's be real. And I don't like to call it the Rasta City and the Muslim thing. I like to call it all black brothers and Lavantil. You understand? Where they be from, who you're from, we from Lavantil.
Right,
and at the end of the day, there are plenty of stakeholders want peace of Lavantil.
This crime issue is very profitable. It's $1 million, billion-dollar operation. All right, even to transport prisoners to go from one point to the next, one person dealing with that.
Correct. So, our task is a very hard one, because at the end of the day, crime is a business, as you say.
Yeah.
But we as community people who live in Lavanti and love Lavanti, we want to see Lavanti go good. And how we could see Lavanti going good by seeing our black brothers killing out each other. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So we had to try to make the change. Pertaining to somebody have to try. We have to try.
I agree with you. But when would we sort of make some affirmative action in the sense of when we might have the march, what is required to make the whole process go forward, and are we nearer to that goal?
Well, yes, we are, because pertaining to the 53 ambassadors under the Beyond Borders program, the Rose Foundation is putting implementations in place to try and secure them and make sure they're all right while doing their community work. You understand? And also the legislation for legal apartheid, because remember, we have to go to groups of young men and explain to them, boy, X, Y, Z, ABC, and we never know what's the legal implementation for yourself. Or somebody might say, but you are part of the gang. You understand? I try to put you in it. So all these things, that the red tape is being worked out to make sure it's being successful. That's why it's taking so long to happen. But we are working. We are networking, and we are working to make it a reality.
Cordner, tell me something. For the meantime, while we're waiting to sort of go from A to B, all right? Is there any particular initiative that is on the front burner in the sense of skill? I understand that you have a hairdressing class. You want to?
Yes, correct. So it's a hard task, because the Ministry of Community Development has been collaborating with us as groups in the area. But the problem is, what I have been having is getting the youths and them to get in the class. Meaning that we serve, as we go back to changing the mindset of the youth. The youth have to understand he must be employable to be employed. So when the Ministry of Community Development decide to bring the courses, right, we have to try our best to make sure the people who are part of it go the classes. But funny enough, when it comes to the ladies show more interest. Hence the reason we have the hairdressing course going on in Barcelona Street Youth Facility right now as we speak today, the class. So the ministry still. So the government still trying and assisting as best they can in the little pockets. But as I say, we need to come together as one whole unit to make the thing sustainable. Right? But back to the young fellas and them. This is my word for them. They need to be interested. You understand? Right now, thank God the ladies and them outshining us as the boys, but
we don't think there's a reason for that, because I mean to say, if you have several young men have their mindset on not attending anything progressive, they must have a reason for that. Are we not examining the reason? I think some of the reasons is that the border issue.
Yeah, that's the main reason.
Right?
That is the main reason.
I think
that's the reason why the ceasefire rally is
important.
imperative.
Right. But I think while we're waiting for that sort of overall and holistic approach in regards to getting the fighting and the crime to sort of subside and so on, perhaps working with the ministry crime plan might be one of the best thing to sort of approach, right? And perhaps it is important that we approach the ministry as it relates to our community suffering, and we want to find out in what way you all, Mr. Smart, could be working with us in elevating some of these problems, because remember, is a situation look like Mr. Hines, and some people is supporting it while some people is not supporting it, and we'll be trying to invite Julia Davy, a person from Unibitum, right? She's willing to come in and sort of give her view as it relates to the ugly situation in Unibitum.
Right.
All right, and
well, I just wanted to say, pertaining to politicians on the whole, generally, as a politician, when we go and we dip our finger for you, we want you to serve us. We not serving you. You is the servant of the people, so you have to serve the people. And if you're not serving the people,
I am tempted to hold you up there. Are you saying Mr. Hines wasn't serving the people?
I didn't say that. What I'm saying is that, in generally, as a politician,
yeah,
when the electorate dips their finger for you, you are put there in a position to serve the people.
Yeah.
You are a servant of the people. The people is not a servant
quite
of
in
you.
agreement with you. I'm quite in agreement with you. But coming back to the point where some people is for and some people is against, right? And I would like to find out your view as a community activist as to if Mr. Hines, well, you made mention that if he is not a servant of the people, you tend to get into that kind of issue. So, but I was hoping that you'd be less diplomatic and more direct.
No, but as direct as I can speak, because at the end of the day, I am a servant of the people.
All right.
And I am not a politician.
And you're serving the people.
And I serve the people.
And you could go to the bottom and they're not throwing water on you.
Talk that.
Good. Now, I just had to control myself as an activist, as a social activist. I just get emotional and I just tend to, they just accuse me of being impartial or biased.
To some extent.
Right. Right. And I want to apologize to my viewer, but it's just the community activism in me that I might tend to lean on the community side a bit, while it's supposed to be mutual. So forgive me for that, my viewers. All right? So we're dealing with the ugly truth, and I want to thank Mr. Cordner for sparing whatever time he have to come in and visit us.
It was a pleasure.
Right? And I hope that you could find yourself back here, giving us the date when we'll be having our march in the activities are going forward to stop this wanton killing and mayhem and so on, right? So I want to thank you again.
Yeah, man.
Right?
Thank you.